Okay, good morning to you all again. It's a nice hot summer.
Welcome to Go Palakas.
Let's go Palakas again, and we
Good to
miss
be
you.
back. Yeah.
Anyway, the young bloods did very well last week, so I think they should take over
We should have them more often.
more often. But you know, Women's Month pa rin ngayon eh. But there are other topics that we need to discuss simply because they're the topics of the day or the past week. One of the things that's being sorted out today, maybe it has to do with water. Our,
It was World Water Month
our
to
president,
remind us about how important water is.
our president recently, there's a move to create a water department for the country to
Or at least a
monitor.
committee, something that focuses just
Yeah.
on water.
Because their data, not like nagkukulang tayo sa data with regards to water consumption, water needs, kung saan yung highly populated na mga lugar. So this is not lacking. But what is lacking is the information dissemination down to the grassroots.
Yes. And also, the mitigation efforts,
Right.
To make sure
What
na
to
hindi
do.
na tayo lagi naghihirap sa tubig.
Kadalasan yung nakikita natin na yung major concern na areas, especially the highly populated location like NCR,
Tapos lowland pa.
Region 1, that includes Region 3. Region 3 especially na dyan yung population growth.
Oo.
This province, Bulacan, Panga, Tarlac, and towards Nueva Ecija. Now, then towards the south, you have the Calabarzon areas, Cavite, Laguna. These are all built-up areas. Now, in those areas in Calabarzon, more or less because of a higher rainfall and closer to the sources of the mountains and forests, they should be able to compensate or to supply the needs of their people. But even then, it's been a habit in our whole country to be extracting water from the ground.
Puro
In-
well tayo.
Puro sa well tayo umaasa. And in the long run, this is not a good thing simply because these are our reserves.
Oo, nagiging finite tuloy yung resource na yun kasi ang dami.
Dami.
90% yata ng ating tubig galing sa well eh.
Well, shallow or
Ang dami
deep.
nating ulan when it's time for rain.
But because now based on forecast this coming year, we'll be entering a El Nino, meaning dry.
Oo.
Now, if you are in regions like Region 1 or many places in the country,
O
Region
dito yan
2,
sa amin.
Region 3, and perhaps down south, we don't know how this would play out. But we will see that pag sinabing El Nino, kadalasan, it's countrywide. It's not like it's just only regionalized areas which are experiencing the severity of dryness. Now, here where we are, Region 1, Region 2, the issue is matagal na kaming low rainfall.
Oo, habang binabaha po ang ating mga kababayan down south, dito na mo, tuyong-tuyo.
Oo, katulad ngayon.
May dadaanan lang kaming cornfields. Parang nasunog na yung mga
Susunod,
halaman
nangingitim
sa
lahat
init.
sa init.
Oo.
Matindi. This last 4 or 5 days talagang even from everywhere, Metro Manila, those places, no? Pampanga, daman natin ngayon yung
Init. Sobra.
lupit ng init.
Mm.
And it only means that we're not going to be looking at this as just something that takes place every so often. But kung hindi, it will continue and it may get worse. No? And then puro, I know I'm putting something that is negative to hear, but yet it's also important to be informed.
Yeah, so that we can also prepare.
Yes.
Now, one of the things that our government wants us to do also on the individual level, kung pwede tayong gumawa ng mga cistern natin if we had the means and the space to save water, for your own consumption. Kahit man lang sa tag-ulan, makasave tayo ng mga rainwater. At saka, ang sinasabi din recently nga, our president was talking about there are certain countries na ang tubig, fresh water ka is very limited, no? So ideal thing is that the water gets used 2 to 3 times before we let it go
Yeah.
from our properties, no?
So we've taken for granted that water is always going to be there kasi the country is very mataas ang rainfall.
Pero Tito Toby, can you
Yearly.
explain that how you can reuse that water before you let it go?
Yeah, there's so many ways to use water. So, let's say, the domestic use. Sa bahay, for example, yung mga, pag naghugas kayo ng kamay, naghugas kayo ng pinggan,
Or bigas also, no?
bigas, imbis na
Oo.
sa drainage tumutuloy yan at palabas kung saan man, hindi nyo alam, become mindful. This is the main thing.
Mm-mm.
Mindfulness is a means to remind you that this resource is not,
It's precious siya.
yeah, and it's
precious.
not unlimited. It is
Oo.
limited. And it has a cost. Now, we are not costing many components that contributes to the availability of water in our household. We don't consider how nature, the systems of nature, yung water system, may science kasi behind that eh. Eh kadalasan, pag naisip natin yung tubig, pag wala ng tubig sa bahay, doon tayo nagko-complain or bumibili na tayo ng tubig ngayon. So, nakikita natin na yung trend has been changing. Ang isang lumalabas na pag-ano, based on studies and research, nagbago din yung ating use.
Our
Kumbaga ano yung
consumption.
consumption
Yan,
natin.
oo.
So for example, sabi nga, for the past 40 years, nag-increase yung consumption ng tubig 1% per year. Pag
Yun yung trend, no?
yun ang trend.
Every
Pag
year.
i-quantify ninyo, i-put it together, that's
Dami
40%.
ganun. Oo.
So now, if you look at it in the next given 10 years
Mm-mm.
or 20 years,
Or at least hanggang 2050 yung pinag-uusapan eh.
oh, that
Ng
becomes
mga ano,
80% yung consumption
Laki
natin.
na.
This is where we need to, put,
medyo pag-isipan natin
Isipan
ito
na
mabuti. Oo, gawa tayo ng paraan.
and like all the studies would point, mga research, nakikita natin na talagang the way we treated water has been wasteful.
Oo, hindi, like what you said, hindi nga tayo mindful, ano?
Yeah, we're not mindful of how we use water. You know, I can share a few tips here kasi kami, nakatira kami sa farm and we're sufficient, no? Self-sufficient sa tubig namin na galing sa surface water sa mga springs. But nakikita namin yan, ang liit na ng, kunyari, ito yung tubong pumapasok, naka 1/3 na lang yung tubig.
Oo, dati puno yun.
Puno yun, solid na 1 inch na
Nalabas.
nalabas this time of the year. But ngayon, 1/3 na lang. So it only means, sanay kami na marami kaming halaman at mga tanim. So kaya even sa ating mga bakuran or farms, we have to plant more trees to minimize the moisture evaporation. We have to go on the microclimate mode. Even dito sa ating mga bahay, may ganyan din na ginagawa. Kadalasan kasi natin, siyempre, kung kayo nasa urban area, ang choice nyo lang magkaroon kayo ng impoundings. At saka i-minimize niyo yung konsumo.
Yeah, at saka yun nga, i-recycle ang tubig. Halimbawa, yung iba, ang ginagawa, pag naligo sila, nakatayo sila sa batya. Para yung tubig, nasa-save nila. Pwede pang flush, pang linis sa mga kotse, kung ano, no?
O kaya may mga sistema
Or sa
na,
kitchen, yung ating hugas-bigas, pwede siyang pandilig.
alam niyo yung mga
fertilizer
lababo
pa.
natin, ito isang obra to, it will work. Kaya ito yung lababo natin. Maglagay kayo ng adapter na nagde-drain, kunyari na sa inyong mga CR.
Oo.
No? Imbis na pumupunta sa drainage at septic or just spills over, you connect the lababo outlet to your
Toilet.
toilet,
Oo, yun sa tangke.
sa tangke niya. Pwede naman, madali lang yan, madaling gawin, konting adaptation lang. Tsaka minsan pag magtatayo na tayo ng ating, o kaya nagtatayo kayo ng panibagong bahay or facilities that will provide yung comfort rooms ba?
Mm-mm.
Isipin ninyo na pwedeng gawin nyo. So lahat ng lababong tubig pumupunta sa tangke ng toilets.
Oo, tsaka we have a friend
Doable.
who put up a restaurant. Yung drainage nila from the kitchen, syempre maraming tubig ang nadaan doon, ano? He put it toward the garden.
Yes, I decided, this
oh,
friend of mine, sabi ko,
Yung gardens nila.
lahat ng spillover o kaya yung pinaghugasan, instead of going straight to the drainage, kung exiting to the springs or to the storm drains, you harvest it na lang.
Oo.
The world is water
Hindi ka na
harvesting.
magdidilig kasi
Yeah, walang dilig.
automatic na it goes to the plants.
So, and then another thing that it's also the consumption. An average Filipino would need is using 90 liters of water per day. Now, for those of you who are saying, oh, parang napakalaki at ang figure na yun. The reality is, that is the figure na sa pag-aaral,